That's Matt. We'll start with him, and then we'll do the. And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here in the Highline Activity Network, and a great show lined up for you here this week. As we're going to probably be touching all of the fall sports here for Valley City. We start off with girls golf. Coach Tyler Van Bruggen joining us. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Getting down there. Hard to believe the season's just about over for you guys.
Absolutely. Started August 4th, and we're down on the home stretch. We've got one team qualifying meet left coming up Monday, and then the following week we've got one final regular season meet, kind of a send-off to the seniors type meet. No qualifying things at stake for that one, but still a fun meet for them to have in case they didn't qualify for state. One last chance to get out and compete.
Well, now, speaking of that state, you have the Region 3 individual qualifier on Monday here at Bjornsson, and nobody qualified. Bjornsson was playing tough on Monday.
Absolutely. The rules for individual qualifying is 15 strokes above par. And par at Bjornsson 70. They only have the one par 5, so they don't have the 72 par like most courses. And our low score at the meet was 89 by Addie Robbins from Lemoore. Shot a wonderful round of golf, but that's a tough course. The greens are faster and bigger than they're used to. A lot of undulations in them. The rough is a lot thicker, and there's a lot of trouble on the outside of the course. If you can't be accurate with your drives, you can find the lost ball pretty quick. So,
And I think our top finisher, Kylie, was 15th.
Yep, right in that, 15th place, I think, overall. A few strokes out. So I know her and a couple other girls are eyeing a hopefully top 10 finish coming up on Monday, because the rules for Monday's team qualifier are that the top 3 teams get to advance to state, and then the top 10 individuals, regardless of score, get to go to state. So they're all kind of gunning for that top 10 or top 3 as a team, and then getting to go to Pheasant Country or Pheasant Run out in South Hart for state at the end of the month.
And you look at that, that's very achievable, because a lot of your golfers have been in the top 10 in a lot of meets this year.
Absolutely. Once school gets going, not all the teams necessarily come to every single meet. And so it's really tough. These last few qualifiers, all the teams are there. And so sometimes you have a good day, sometimes you have a bad day. But we've had numerous top 10 finishes. I think Kylie's had 4 or 5 of them. We've had Anna McMiniman's been in our top 10, Veronica Remick, Chloe Weiser, Ashlyn Hartzell. They've all been there. Abby Wilmus is out for golf her first year as a senior, and she had the best round of her year so far this past Monday. Which if she had back-to-back 9 holes like that, she's knocking on the door of a top 10 too. So it's possible for every one of them.
What is where are they getting the strokes? Where are they leaving strokes on the course?
Putting. And if they're watching, they're all laughing right now. We spend 90% of our practice putting and chipping. I had them play a little short round just on the putting green. Made 9 holes out of it. And I said, start from off the green, 5 yards, chip on, putt in. And give me your scorecard. So we're playing a literally 15-yard per hole course, and they gave me their scorecards with what their totals were, and they probably weren't as happy with what those numbers were as they maybe should have been. And I said, this is where we can improve our score. If you're shooting this many strokes within 15 yards of the pin, and if we can shave 2 strokes per hole, that puts every one of you in that top 10 finish. So 2 strokes is asking a lot for sure, but it's the easiest thing to get out and practice every day too.
Yeah. The last year, EDC, Class A, now this year been in Class B. Have you seen difference in some of the golfers? Or, there's some very, obviously, Addie Robbins, as we were just talking about, some good golfing in Class B. Have you seen some differences in A and B?
Absolutely. The depth is the biggest thing. The teams aren't all coming with 6 golfers. Okay. Some of them aren't going to have a complete team score. Some have 2 or 3 golfers on their team. They won't even be eligible to place as a team. But the top golfers, Addie Robbins, Aaliyah Schwarzenberger from out in Napoleon Gackle-Streeter, she's really good. We've got the Schleps, Josie Kicker from Cullum. They would do, just fine in the EDC. There's some great names in the EDC too that are excellent golfers and are going to go on to play college level golf. But once you get out of that top 5, anybody from our top end of our Region 3 here would fit in just fine there. So the competition got thinner, but not necessarily easier.
Right. Well, there's good competition no matter where you're at in this state and at all levels in all sports. Yeah, back at Bjornsson, do the girls get it like that they had a chance to play a couple of meets here at home?
Absolutely. We scheduled a regular season meet the previous Thursday just so other teams had a chance to come in and compete too. Some of them that couldn't make it, I saw were on the tee times for Sunday afternoon there too, so they wanted to come and check out the course. But yeah, it's a home court advantage just like in basketball, volleyball, football, you name it. We got home course advantage in golf. They know the greens better. They know what it takes to get out of the rough. Watching some of those other teams try to hit out of the rough there at Bjornson for the first time, and their ball goes about 4 feet, and like, ooh, we're in for a day here, and that's why nobody qualified, I don't believe. But now they all know the course coming up this coming Monday, and so things might be evened out a little bit more, but it's still our home course. We're ready to go.
I'll have to talk to the people that run the Bjornson, but do they change pin placement? So is it going to be different this Monday than it was last week?
Absolutely, yeah. And I actually went out with the cart before the meet, got out there early. I wanted to check out the pins, let the girls know where they were, and by the time the meet had happened, a lot of them had moved. So evidently they weren't done moving them when I checked them out, and they were pretty favorable. They knew we wanted to come in with low scores, so they tried to put them in as easy a spots as possible. But hole 8 out there, I know, did a couple girls in with that pin placement. It was pretty high up on the green, and if you were above it, putting downhill and getting it to stop was pretty tough. And now all of a sudden you'd be facing a longer putt coming back than what you had for your first putt. So.
And I think you and I have talked about this before, but when you play in a 9-hole course, if you play in an 18, you try to forget what you did and remember. But now if you play on a 9-hole course, you try to remember what you did on that hole the previous time.
Yeah, that's been a big part of the move to Class B for us, is they're playing like what they're used to. They're used to 9-hole courses here in town. Both Bjornson and the Country Club are 9. So they get a chance for redemption. If they had a bad hole 2 or went somewhere that don't want to go again, they can plan for that the next time around. And so all the courses we play, with the exception of Carrington, are 9-hole courses. So they get that chance for redemption. We're talking a lot about situational golf this year. Make a plan. Don't just step up and hit the ball and see where it goes. If we have trouble on the right, we're shifting where we're aiming to the left a little bit. So if we do miss right, we're still okay. But yeah, sometimes you don't always make the right decision, and the next time you play that hole on the back 9, you get a chance to redeem yourself.
Have you seen a lot of improvement with these young ladies here since the first week in August when you started playing to now?
Oh, for sure. Especially for some of our first-year girls that are out. I know Abby she's probably improved her score by about 20 strokes around, which is a lot in a single round of golf. And as she came off after that back 9 Monday, and just you could tell something clicked. The game was all of a sudden a lot clearer to her. Like, a game slowing down for a quarterback in their second year. All of a sudden, Abby knew what I'm supposed to be doing out there, and I'm excited to see what she does the rest of the season along with the rest of them. But yeah, improvement is what we preach, and at the end of the year, I'll come up with the statistics for them to show. Here's your average your first 3 meets. Here's your average your last 3 meets. You can't ever take just one meet compared to another, because you can have a bad day. So I try to stretch it out a little bit. And use those statistics to help them realize, hey, you're getting better at this game, and I want them to stick with it.
Has this been a fun group to coach?
Absolutely. I talk to the other coaches, and they talk about their frustrations. Like, I said we're leaving at 7, and the last one got here. We didn't pull out of the school till 7:15. And I've got girls I usually like to be early, but I've got girls that are beating me to the bus barn, sitting there waiting. And if we're leaving at 7, they're all loaded and ready to go by 6:55. They chat, whether you're a senior or 7th grader. They're all getting along, having fun on the bus together. The camaraderie among the girls and the camaraderie in the sport of golf is important, and our girls have that down, not only with themselves, but I hear from the other coaches when we leave, all my girls talk about how they got to be friends with the Valley City girls, and that makes me pretty proud as a coach.
Oh, it's a whole new group of golfers that they're learning, they're hanging around with than it was last year, and you get put in with number 1, so you got 3 different golfers you've never met before, so they're going to get lifelong friends out of all this.
Yeah, we talk about that. Some of them are going to go on to college, whether they play golf or don't play golf, but they'll see those people they competed with in the hallways at college or in the memorial unions at their universities, and it'll be a icebreaker. They'll be able to start up that chat, and some of my friends were competitors in high school, but now lifelong friends after that.
Right. Then, hey, let's go for a round of golf. Yeah, now we're just playing for fun.
Right.
Not competing.
Yep.
All right, so Bjornson here on Monday and that'll be a team qualifier, and let's get a couple of young ladies in that top 10. It'll be fun because we haven't had anybody qualify for state in girls golf in a long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. I don't know the last one. Probably since I've been in town. We had some good teams early on when I moved to town. But yeah, it'd be fun to find that out, and hopefully our girls can come with their A game that day and find some success.
Well, we'll talk about it more next week, and hopefully we got some state qualifiers to talk about when we chat next week.
Hopefully.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Coach Tyler Van Bruggen joining us from Highland Girls Golf, back with Mark Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highland Activity Network. Back here at Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, and now talking of boys tennis with Coach Matt Nielsen. How you doing, Coach?
Doing well. How about you?
Well, you guys got a busy week this week, and we'll step back to last week. I know you were supposed to go Thursday, changed to Monday with your Central match, but a couple of tough teams with Minot Grand Forks Central last week.
Yes. So we played Minot in a 6-3 for the varsity, but actually they brought 12 kids, so our JV also played a 6-3 also. So it was Gray Kosowski's first varsity match. He played at 6 singles. Didn't go the way he wanted. He got a little frustrated, but he's an 8th grader, first time out there. But he's doing well. And then we did lose to Minot 8-1 in the varsity. But what was very good is that we have 5 seniors, so you're looking at that JV going, all right, so it's going to be really tough the following year, but what was pretty cool is that our JV squad, so our numbers 7 through 12, they beat Minot's JV 7-2. So like that was a feel good for our JV going, you know what, yep, we're our JV team this year, but next year a lot of us are varsity, but you know what, we're on the right path. So that was pretty cool that JV team beat Minot's JV 7-2. We then play Central on Monday. They're a perennial powerhouse. We did very well in non-pressure situations because we got ourselves up 40-15 several times or 40-30. And then we couldn't finish off the game. And it wasn't that Grand Forks bumped it up. We kind of went like, oh my gosh, we're up. And then we would double fault, or we would just kind of push the ball a little bit, which then gave Grand Forks Central the ability to finish off the points themselves. So we had a good talk about that. Like, hey, and then Kellen Westman said it the best. He goes, you know what, fellas, pressure's a privilege. Pressure means you're somewhere important. So if you are in that spot where you feel pressure, that means you're doing some good things to get yourself in those positions. When you get to those positions, just go play. Just go show the world what you got. So I thought that was great by our senior leader to say, pressure is a privilege. Go out there and just show the world what you got and just keep going. So I thought that was fantastic after that Grand Forks Central match. So that was on Monday. Tuesday we had West Fargo. We put Beck and Gray, so Beck Dietrich, Gray Kosowski are 2 8th graders. So we put them at 3 doubles just to get them some experience, and they came out and played extremely consistent. Could have attacked a little more at the net, but they kept the ball in, they kept the ball cross court, and they actually ended up winning that match 6-2, 6-1 for their first varsity victory. Quinn Kruger and Kellen Westman at number 1 doubles did not have a good showing the first set and a half, or you can almost say the whole first 2 sets. But they were down 6-5, 30-40, so the other team had 2 match points. We saved the first one. The second one, Quinn totally frames an overhead. It magically lands in like 2 inches in front of the baseline, so we win the game to force a tiebreak. And then even in that tiebreak, we have 3 double faults, but still win the tiebreak 11-9. That's a first to 7, win by 2, and we somehow pulled it out. But then I think what happened in the Super is that Kellen and Quinn were like, well, we're not supposed to be here anyway. So they played so loose in that tiebreak and had several putaways and emphatically won at 10-4. So I mean, it just shows you how the mental side is huge. If you can get yourself to that spot of like, nope, you know what, we weren't supposed to be here, so they played loose. I mean, if you can get to that spot where you just play loose and not worry about that outcome of the match, that it can change the way you play. And then right after that doubles match, they both just continued their momentum into their singles, and they won pretty easily in their singles. So that's already 4 wins for us. Then Noah Tulp got down like 3-1 in his singles match, and he's our unorthodox player that just kind of does what he wants, which is fine because it works for him. But he figured out that the other kid can't hit low backhands, so Noah, all he did was hit it low to his backhand side, and Noah, I think, won. At that point, he won 11 of the next 13 games at that point. So, like, he just, nope, that's what I do. So Noah's a gamer. He figures out how he plays opponents, and then he just executes his game plan. And it doesn't matter what your strokes look like if it goes in and you win the match. So that's how he plays, and we love him. The team loves him, and so he's doing very well. And then some things that could have got a little better is the matches that we lost on that one. So we lost 3 matches that day. And we talked about it yesterday at practice, is you got to hit the ball in. Doesn't matter how pretty a shot is, how amazing a shot is. If you hit the next 2 balls out, that was 1 point. Yeah. If you hit the next 2 out, that means you're actually down 1-2. We can't play hero ball. We can't play man, I'm a stud that I hit the ball really, really hard.
Right.
You got to play, hit the ball in. You win by hitting the ball in one more time than your opponent. That's how you win a point. It doesn't matter how it's done, but you got to keep the ball in. So we worked a lot yesterday on consistency with our put away volleys and our overheads, but also we really slowed it down too. So we did a toss feed to the baseline. So it gave you, and a big thing is if you have time to overthink in tennis, it's easy to chunk it.
Okay.
And they all understand, and we talked about it, where if someone's hitting the ball pretty well with you, like decent pace, your mind doesn't get in the way and your body just hits the ball and you can hit really consistent. But when that ball just lazily comes to you,
You gotta
your
stick-
mind gets in the way,
Right.
and you think about what you want to do, and then your mind tells your body how to do it, and it doesn't work.
body
Like
doesn't respond.
when you throw a baseball, you're not thinking about your mechanics. Like
No.
you pick up that baseball and you know where you're going, and you're focused on where you're going to throw that ball, and then you just chuck it. You don't go, okay, I need to get my elbow here, and I need to do.
You don't think of the
You
mechanics.
don't
You
think
just
at all.
do.
You just do it, and that's what you need to do on the tennis court. Yeah, we can work mechanics in practice, but when you're on the tennis court, even if it's a slow, lazy one coming to you, you can't be thinking about your mechanics. You got to just focus on that ball, get your feet in position, take it in your strike zone, and follow through. That's it. You can't think about anything else, because if you do, then your mind's going to tell your body to do something different than your
Right.
normal. You're going to chunk it. So
Right.
we really worked on those slow balls yesterday of getting your feet in position, watch the ball, keep your mind out of it, and just follow through. And I hopefully that works out for today. Today we're playing Red River. Red River is always a good team. They're not as nearly as deep as they have been in the past, but they're still a really good team. So today we're going to try something a little different with our doubles lineup. Kellen and Quinn have been playing one. We're going to put Kellen with Cole, so our 1 and 2
Okay.
together. And Cole's been playing some very good tennis against West Fargo. He probably played the most complete match I've seen, and there's been for his style of play, I've never had a boy player with his perfect style of play. I should say perfect because he executes it perfect. Not that his style is perfect, but he executed it perfectly against West Fargo. He does a good, as soon as he gets a ball inside the baseline, that he can run around. So he actually goes and hits inside forehands all the time, and he just hits it perfectly to their backhand side. And then if they get it back fairly deep, he'll hit another one to that backhand side, and then usually once he hits 2 there, he gets a shorter ball. Now he can hit it wherever he wants to wrong foot the opponent or whatever.
Yep.
But he executed that point after point after point and just never let up and just crushed his opponent. It was 6-0 in the second set. So I mean, he just rolled them. So we're going to try Cole with Quinn at 1 doubles today. And then Noah, we haven't ended the doubles lineup, but Noah just gets so many balls back into play. So we're going to put Kellen with Noah at 2 doubles. And me and the coach staff haven't decided on the 3rd doubles today. But we let the kids know. We go, hey, we
Right.
haven't figured out the 3 doubles, but me and the coaching staff will talk a little bit more today and figure that out, and probably let the kids know when we hop on the bus, like, hey, here's 3 doubles, so that the way the parents know. Is my kid playing or not playing it today at varsity? But
You're right.
so we'll make that determination coming up, and then so that's today, and then that's at Grand Forks Red River. Tomorrow we have double match at home, so it's Mandan and Minot North. Minot North starts at 9 a.m. Mandan starts at 11.
Okay.
So they come through, they play us, and then they go to Fargo and they play more matches. And then tomorrow we have the West Fargo Invite, which is 12 players are going to play. There's 6 different singles brackets with every team in the state, so there's 19 people in your bracket, and we play the whole bracket in one day. So you have 6 different singles sites for 6 different brackets, and you have 3 different double sites with 3 different brackets. So they're all over the Fargo area.
Okay.
We have used Concordia. I don't know if we're still using Concordia this time, but it's 9 different sites.
Sure.
Each one of them, it's its own mini tournament.
Oh, okay.
Of just so like my son Lane's going to play 6 singles. He's the only highliner there because the other 18 are all the everybody else, and
Sure.
it's one bracket all online, and you play until, and I tell the kids, you cannot leave until 1 of 2 things happen. It's a double elimination. So either you've lost twice or they put a medal in your hand. Other than that, don't leave. So that's how you know you're done. Like that's so it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's heck of a lot of tennis as we go Monday. Actually, we went Friday with Minot.
Yep.
So Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, double match Friday, tournament Saturday. So like almost half of our season was in basically a 1 week time frame, and then after this week, we settle down and we just go to 2 matches a week until the region
Back to
tournaments.
normalcy.
Back to normal. Yep.
And you only had 1 day of practice then.
We only had Wednesday practice, so we're gonna have Wednesday practice. So we'll have Monday. So next week we'll have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we'll at least have 3 practices next week.
The kids like that? I mean, I know they say coaches like practice, kids like to play, but
I think so. I think they like it. I think they could have used an extra practice in there somewhere, but I kind of like the tennis season where it is like on a normal week, it's practice, match, practice, and I think that's a good mix where we can get some things done in practice, and yet they get to play a ton of tennis. Because I mean, you're right. They'd rather play matches than listen to me or work some drills. So I agree with you.
And on Saturday, having a nice coaching staff helps when you're going to have people spread all over the Fargo-Moorhead.
Oh my goodness, it's so great to have a big coaching staff. So we'll have at least 3 there, and Jamie with me and Eric Kringley, Susan Kringley, we'll all 3 be there going around. But also Jamie Laframboise moved to Fargo,
Sure.
but he's still on our coaching staff. He's keeping everything up to date, and he helps out where he can. So it's nice having him like on a West Fargo invite, so that way everybody gets coached a little bit. Because some teams only have 1 coach at the West Fargo invite, and it's like, sorry, you guys are on your own. Where at least when we have us,
Right.
we can actually go see some matches and actually help them out a bit.
The West Fargo match, I think, was a 6-3 final.
Yep.
So you've got a couple of wins in the EDC now.
Yes, we have 2 wins, and if you look at our history, the last 3 years combined, we only had 2 EDC wins total in 3 years. So we've matched that win total already this year. I would say, looking at our finish against West Fargo at 6-3, I would say that puts us as a slight underdog against Wapton, Fargo North, Davies. So we are going to be underdogs on those. Slight underdogs. We were probably a big underdog today, and Cheyenne beat the number 2 team 8-1. So I think we might be an underdog on that one too. But so I mean, I mean, if we get another win or 2, that would be absolutely amazing. But we'd be underdogs. So if we get a win, we'll take it. But we're going to work to get that win.
And that's what this team has done. These are a good team as far as work ethic and so forth.
Their work ethic's amazing, but what's even more amazing is their buy-in to our program and our coaching. Because we've had a couple tough situations, and they've bought right in. And I think that for that Fargo South match where we won that one 6-3, we did not have a good showing on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we really talked it through of what we need to do, and we worked on stuff. And it could have been easy for the kids to be like, whatever.
Right.
No, they bought into what we were coaching, what we're saying, and they executed. And against Fargo South, we had just an amazing match to beat them 6-3. So I thought their resilience and their ability to come back from adversity was just amazing. So I think that's the biggest takeaways that these kids are, and a lot of them are seniors. So for them to be able to be adaptable and resilient, those are life skills too. It's not just tennis skills. So I couldn't be more proud of them.
Well, we'll have a lot to talk about next week then.
Yes.
Plenty of tennis to talk about next week.
Yes, we will.
All right. Well, Coach, I appreciate it this morning.
All right. Thank you so much.
You
Appreciate
bet.
it.
Coach Matt Nielsen joining us, back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here at Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network, and Highlander Volleyball next up. They finally got a chance to play a match on Tuesday as they went to Kindred to open up the season against the Kindred Vikings. Came away with a 5-set thriller. What a match. I was able to watch it a little bit yesterday. We've got a couple of the players here, Katie Koka and Kinley Suffolk, record setter and tied record. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But first off, how was it, Katie, just to finally get a chance to play a match?
Yes, I was so ready to get back on the court. I mean, 3 weeks of practice was like, I was really wondering, like, is it ever gonna come game day? But yeah, I was super excited to play yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was Tuesday, a couple of days ago. It seems like yesterday. Same for you, Kinley, and all. And you guys played a lot of JO during the summer with South Central. Had a nice run, got at nationals, but just getting a chance to get that first Highlander match in this year.
Yeah, I think we're all antsy just to get out of our own gym and, play some other people except for our own girls. So see some different.
And Kindred, you knew it was
talent.
going to be a tough match.
Yes.
I mean, even though we're in this middle class, you knew the volleyball was going to, and know that, well, 3 out of the top 5 teams in the state are in our region. So we knew we were going to have a tough one. So let's talk about that Tuesday night match. Down that first set, 25-19. Looked like a little out of sync a little bit. Did you guys feel that too, that maybe you were trying to find that rhythm early on?
I think so. I think we just weren't used to who else was on the court yet from last year, but I think second set we really found it. We really connected. Everyone was just moving as a whole. So.
And for you too, you know, does it take you as a hitter? I know as a libero too, you're got to get into that rhythm, but as a hitter too, it took you a little while to get into that mindset?
Yes, definitely. I think we started off kind of slow, and then coach was like, let's make our speed a little faster so that we can kind of set like the opposite side off a little bit more. So we kind of we're like, okay, faster sets, like get that first ball high, but like let's fasten up those sets so we can get faster swings.
Well, I know a coach will say you don't have 35 kills if you don't have that first pass.
Yes,
Is that
exactly.
something too, as a hitter, you cherish that libero, getting that offense going?
Yes, definitely. And Kinley's a good libero too. I can definitely rely on Kinley and to get those balls up, and some of them I'm like, wow, that was impressive.
47 digs, that tied the school record. I think Casey White had the school record, but 47 digs with both of you. I'll start with you, Kinley. I know in athletics you hear athletes say, oh, I just felt I was in the zone, or I just kind of felt it. But as a libero, I mean, you're not really in the zone. You're just reacting to a serve or an attack. Did you feel, hey, this is not a number of digs, but you were having a good night?
I think so. I think my mentality was just, let's not let a ball drop, let's run our hitters. So that first pass really matters. If Bryn's off, then you can't run all 3 hitters. So that's just getting every ball up, making sure she's on, getting every opportunity for our hitters.
And I think Bryn had like 48 assists too, and there was very rarely a set that wasn't a good set too. So you as a hitter, you're relying on that setter to get that set for you, and Bryn did a really nice job that night.
Yes, Bryn is super consistent with her sets as well.
Did you feel then, now talk about that zone, did you like, okay, this is a game I know I can just go up there and do my thing?
Yes, just kind of seeing like the court too, seeing what's open for me to attack to or tip to, or just the spots that I need to go to.
And they have height too, if memory serves. So you're going up against 5'11", 5'10", and a big front line. Does that change your thought pattern too, or do you and Bryn talk a little bit about the setting and how to set you as well?
Yes, it's kind of both. So like if I'm starting to hit cross a lot and then they shift cross, then I'm like, okay, like let's run a different set so I can hit line, or like they start to pick those up, or if I just start to get more tired, then I hit like tips or just pushes, just depending on how the court is laid out.
Service line, you've got probably one of the hardest serves. You get, and it's in. I mean, you're not flying. You've got a good hard serve. Is that something too that you pride yourself on? Is those serves that got a little bit of juice on them?
I think so. I also think I could be a little more consistent, but I mean that comes with aggressive serving is missed serves, but I think I could be a little more consistent and keep away those service errors.
Playing a 5-setter for your first match of the year, Katie, I'll start with you. Good or bad that you had to play that kind of a match in your first one of the year?
You know, I really like it. Like right away, it was kind of like we really had to adjust to it, but I really like the way it's set up now, because if we did have a 6-2, then we would have Kinley in the front row, but with Kinley in the back row, it gives us a stronger opportunity for defense, which makes it a lot better.
And you talk about that defense too. I mean, digs are part of the defense, but with Nora and Katie and Maddie up front, you got some good blockers up front too.
Right.
And does that help you on the back row to have that up front?
Yes, definitely. Katie and Nora are huge, and they just move so well to the ball and get great touches on it too, and that really helps me. And I also like the 5-1 to where we can run a slide, and there's just more options for Katie to run a middle hit, or there's just way more opportunities.
And then you get used to one setter. Granted, you know, if you have 2 setters that are fairly consistent, but if you have one setter, then you get used to the way they set the ball, right?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if we do have 2 setters, then it is like a little different, but like you do adjust to that as well. But like having one setter also makes me more consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you can get into a groove together as well.
Yes.
Tonight, Central Cass. comes to town. And Kinley, I'll start with you. What you guys know? I think you've seen them in the past, so you know a little bit more of what Central Cass is bringing tonight. So what do you expect tonight out of the Squirrels?
I don't know. They run their middles a lot, so I guess just keep them out of system, keep their middles off, and I think we have a great chance if we get our blockers up and just get those digs.
How about you? What do you expect tonight? And just being home and now getting a chance to be at home for that first time.
Yes, I would say, like Kinley said, the middles, they have good middles, good blockers, and I think just they're scrappy and just kind of reflecting off of them and being like getting the better ball and getting the best point at the end. So yeah.
Are you more confident you're going to get off to a better start tonight than you did on Tuesday?
I think so.
Yes.
I think we're ready for tonight
Yes.
now.
Ready for
Yep.
tonight. And I think construction is the student theme, so I might have to wear a yellow vest too, or something for tonight for this. But 7:00 or 7:15 for the varsity C squad and JV. Ladies, off to a good start. But it's only match number one. You got a lot more to go. A lot of volleyball too, because this weekend we've got the Highlander Classic too. And Katie, with you, you're going to see a lot of different teams coming through here. Do you like? Is that kind of exciting when you get a tournament like this? You get to host and see a lot of teams come into the hack.
Yes, it is very exciting, and during those tournaments we can try new things because like it doesn't like necessarily go against us, but like it's still on our record. But like if we do need to try new things, we can try it out during the tournament and just see what works best for us.
And for you too, Kinley, I think Weimer Lidgewood and Edgeley Cullum, I think, are in our pool. Don't quote me on that. But do you worry about the other teams? But being that this is only your second and third match, you're still worried about what the Highlanders are doing and don't care what's going on the other side. You can adjust as the game goes on.
Yeah, I think we're really good about keeping it on our side and not playing down to others' levels. So I think if we just worry about us and get her done, then we can be in the winner's bracket on
So
Saturday.
bring the energy tonight. We'll see what happens. All right, ladies, congratulations on win one and the records, and we will hopefully a lot more of those numbers as the season goes on.
Yes.
We'll see you tonight.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
Katie Kolka and Kinley Suffolk joining us back with more Highlander, back with more Coach's Corner from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, and Highlander Cross Country is next on the agenda. We've got a couple of the Highlander boys joining us, Elijah Drummond and Jack Sorby. Gentlemen, how's it going so far?
Pretty good. We've had a good start to the season, I feel. We're close to halfway through, close to the home meet. I think we've
Okay.
built up good, strong teams.
The home
so
meet
far.
went on the 20th of September, I think, is when we host. But you guys were at coming at Parkhurst, I think, tomorrow. You're in Jamestown coming up. But Jack, I'll start with you. Class B, so you're seeing a lot of different runners than you've seen in the past. How have you felt you personally have run here in the first part of the season?
I feel that the shift to Class B is really good for our team. We recently, a couple days ago, we traveled up to Larimore, and we had 9 meet placers overall in Class B. Overall for our team in Class B, I think the shift is good. We get different competition. We're going against different teams that we've never really generally gone against. It's new, and I think we're shifting really well towards it so far.
Okay. Elijah, how have you felt you've run here to start the year?
I think I've done pretty well. I got a nice PR at the Moorhead meet. So did so many members of our team. That was a fun course to run. It was fast. It was at that nice nighttime hour, so it was pretty cool. And so that was a good meet for our whole team to run. But I felt I've been just in that mode of, and we all are, of just you start off your season with those first couple meets, and then now we're starting to build on our performances. Now that we've gotten kind of the cobwebs out from not being in season since some of us track, some of us last cross country season.
Sure.
But now we're back in the mood of just going, practicing in meets.
question that I'll ask both of you first. What kind of a runner, how would you describe your style?
So, I like to when I run in a race, I like to try to pace myself. So I'm less worried about pace, and that might change this season. My
Right.
strategies just kind of change throughout whatever situation I need to be in. But usually I'll look at my watch as I'm running and try to be like, all right, I'm gonna run at this pace to try to get the PR, or if I'm having a little bit of a harder time and it's a harder course, I'll maybe set that just a little lower, but still running that even pace just so I can spread my energy out across the whole thing.
Okay, Jack, how about you? How would you describe your style? Do you like to get off to a quick start or finish? How would you describe your style of running?
Yeah, for me, the run and everything, start out fast and whatnot. I tend to be, when I'm running, a solo runner, I feel. Like I try to get in like my own mindset of where it's kind of my own thing. Like in practices and everything, we're up as a team together. We're trying to build each other. The second we get on the course, I'm against him, he's against me. It's just kind of a personal thing. Unlike him, I do look at my watch a lot. Like I'll set personal little goals throughout the meet where last meet I was running this pace at this time. This meet I'm running faster at this pace than this time. So I'm gonna try to keep with a faster pace. Maybe push myself harder if I'm not feeling so good. It could be a sign that you're pushing harder. Keep pushing harder, or maybe like cut back before something bad could happen. So, yeah, just kind of start fast, end fast, and go out strong. Really.
Hills, we got a lot of them in Valley City.
Yes.
I love the reaction right away. As soon as you heard the word hills, you start to laugh. But that actually helps you, doesn't it, Jack? And both of you can agree on this, that if you're going to go to a course that's got hills, you're used to it because of what you do here. So do you like hilly courses, or would you rather have them flat?
I tend to like a bit of both. For the Larimore meet, you finished on a hill. You finished on a hill and then you ran to the finish line, which for everyone, hills are struggling. But I know for us, unlike Fargo, we have the Jefferson Hill. We train with those,
Right.
so we're used to them. Our course has a hill, and so I feel that's a strong point that I can take off. Like, say there's a hill, that's where I start attacking different people on the course, start getting more placements up, and so I use it strategically throughout the race.
Same with you. Do you because you practice so much on a hill, same kind of philosophy?
Yeah, same thing. Like, we may do hill workouts every now and then, but if we're doing a workout running around town, every workout ends up being a hill workout because there aren't many places in Valley City where you can go where you're not going to have to run down and
Right.
run up. But yeah, so when we get to those hills on a course, I find myself a lot of the time like powering up it and that's more of like Jack said, an attack, just
Okay.
to where I have that little training advantage there, to where we can just get some more, pick off some more runners from other teams, and just that's where we can start building up our places, is on those hills.
Is it Parkhurst tomorrow? Is that you in Jamestown? What do you got coming up now?
So our next meet is is the home meet on the 20th.
The one on the Bjornson. Bjornson.
Yeah,
Okay.
Parkhurst tomorrow is actually it's labeled as a meet, but it's a practice. We're taking a bus down to Clausen Springs to do a long run, so that's what that on the schedule is for.
Okay. Because I looked at the schedule, like, okay. Well, but Glenn, good for clarification. But now you get a chance to be at home coming up on the 20th, and that's always a fun day with the elementary and the middle school. And do you look forward to that, Elijah, getting that chance to run at home?
I do look forward to that. I love our home course. Has a lot of good memories for me, and it's always just nice to run. And then you have some members from our school will come and watch us, and it's just really fun running with like my classmates that may not come to a lot of cross country meets, because it's so you only have one or two meets at home a year, so it's really fun to be in that atmosphere, and it drives you to just do better, because you just wanna show off what you can do for your community at that home meet.
Being that you run at home, Jack, you're excited, you're amped up, you're ready to do it. Do you change the way you start? Do you have to remember, oh, wait a minute, I know you're excited, but just calm down, just do this normal, it's just a race.
A little bit, yeah. Like what Elijah said, you have more people you know there, so you're going to hear a lot of familiar voices as
Yeah.
you're running through the course. You may not look at them, but you can hear them. And so, yeah, there's a little more, it's more amped up than I feel like a lot of races are. But yeah, it's just more of the same, stay in the same mindset. I know the course, we know the course better than
Right.
any of the other teams that are coming there. So just, I take that to heart and run my own race, basically.
But it's always good to be at home. Always good to get the blue-white race that they have coming up here. September 20th at Bjornson. So make sure you head out there. That's a Saturday. It's a beautiful day. It's homecoming week, so it's a day after the homecoming football game. So you get a chance to watch the Highlanders wrap up homecoming week on the 20th. Gentlemen, good luck here on next week, and thanks for joining us. And congratulations on what's been a fun year so far.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you,
Elijah
Paul.
Drummond and Jack Sorby joining us back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network and Highlander Football joining us now. We're joined by Ryer Muskie and Coach Chad Smith. And again, Coach, as usual, we'll start with you on just your thoughts on W number 1 here on Friday night.
Yeah, it was a big Friday night. It was awesome seeing the guys play and be able to play well and obviously get away with a win, and it was good. Broke a school record, rushing record wise, but I thought we also played very good defensively too, other than few untimed penalties, which we're continuing to still work about with as the team. But overall played really well. We tackled well. We ran the ball well. We did all the things we needed to do in all 3 phases to make sure that we won the ball game. So it was awesome.
I think 4 sacks roughly by the front 4, and Ryer strip sack. You like those strip sacks, getting a chance to go in there and knock the ball away?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always a good feeling when you can get through the line and no one touches you and you get a free shot at the quarterback. So.
A little different with the club on your hand?
Yeah, for sure. I had to, instead of using my right hand like normal, I had to come over with my left hand and reach in there to grab that. But got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Whatever you do to get the job done. I guess, Ryer, just for you guys too, you're getting that W at home, getting that first win. How big of a confidence builder was that for you guys?
It was huge. I mean, we needed it. The first 2 weeks didn't go as planned, but having that first win, especially as a home game, it really helped, for sure.
And I think, you kind of go between linebacker and D-line, right? Or are you more linebacker than D-line?
More linebacker.
More linebacker. That's what I thought, that you work from that linebacker spot. So linebackers, and you've got that linebacking core with, I think, you and I think Corbin and Caleb. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. You like the way your defense lines up with your front 4 and your second 3,
Yeah.
your front 7?
Yeah, it's working. We do good. I mean, we haven't played terrible on defense.
Right,
So,
yeah.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And it's not. No, you got your
Yeah.
defensive coach sitting right here. So
Yeah.
he's got to, really say, "Oh, we played well." but honestly,
You
though,
can-
the
you can say what he
defense
wants to
has
say,
been
that's all
playing. The defense has been playing, not as consistent, but has been playing well.
Yeah, they've been playing very well. I've been excited about the way they've tackled this year, and seeing most of the time when you turn on the tape and watch a tackle, we have 8 to 10 guys around the ball almost every time, if not all 11. So the attitude and effort of what they're trying to do and the buy-in of attacking the football has been really, really good. So then if you got that, then you can start scheming some stuff in, and now you can start messing around with blitz stuff. You can mess around with coverage stuff if you start getting guys that are just flying to the ball as hard as they can. So as we continue to grow here, I hope we can see a little bit more, rotation out of the safeties or different things out of that. Now Lisbon is going to throw out I told the guys this week, that's like changing subjects in football, right? They're going to run a double tight end with 2 eye backs. You just don't see it a ton in most pro-style offenses anymore or in the college level, but you see it at the high school level a lot because that's just where some guys are at. So change of subjects. We got to watch film. We got to do a little bit of things. Might run a little bit of a 40 front and do some different things to protect that. But it really got to stay home. You got to be able to diagnose the defense or offense, misdirection stuff and just not allow yourself to get sucked in, because if not, all of a sudden they're running a quarterback boot out of it or they're running a pass out of it. And so you just got to be, with Lisbon, you just really got to be sound and defensive and just let the D-line move and stay in their gaps, and then let the linebackers flow over the top and make the tackles. They are going to move the ball, but eventually you want to try to get into that mistake where they make a false start or they get a holding penalty, they get into bad down distance, and all of a sudden they can't get themselves out of it. So that's really where you kind of look at making your hay against an offense like that, is really just bend it up but don't break it against that type of an offense. And then when we get the opportunity to get the ball, we've got to put points on the board, because if we put points on the board, you really stress out an offense that doesn't throw the ball nearly as well.
Right.
And all of a sudden now they're pressing, and you get them in those better down and distances that you want them to be in.
What would you say, Ryer, is one area of your game right now you feel you need to get a little bit better at? Is there?
Just working on the coverages. I mean, we don't have a lot in, but if we can figure out how to do what we know to the right way and 100% every single time, then I don't think anyone can stop us.
Right. And defense really wins games. We talked about that. Yes, you need to score more points than the other team, but you do that by the defense stopping the team. As far as you're concerned, Coach, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask anyway. What do they got to get better at in the defense now as we get ready to start the second half of the season?
Well, let's see if you know. It's communicating on defense. I feel like we're really quiet sometimes. Our guys need to continue to talk and vocally see what they're seeing with any sort of shifts, motions, changes. I'm starting to see it on film where I see hands up pointing, and all of a sudden they're talking a little bit more. But the good defenses talk all the time. They point things out, they yell, they talk. They don't care what the other team knows, because if you cover everything up, it really doesn't matter in the end of the scheme. So that communication factor is what happens for all of us in setting the point. I mean, he closes the front for us all the time, so that's important for him. So he's got to be vocal on closing those fronts, making sure guys are lined up. And then we just got to take a look. Sometimes we get focused on just looking at what's in front of us instead of looking left and right and going, oh, okay, they're giving us a spread look out to the field side. All right, linebacker alignments need to be a little bit shaken to the right, or hey, it's a double tight situation, they're heavy run and they run enough fullback up. Okay, now we're overloaded here. We need to make sure that we're moved to the left to make sure that we cover up the gaps that we need to, because all of a sudden they've created an extra gap before you even realize it, and all of a sudden we've got to fill and flow over the top of things. So I think it's the communication side of it that's got to continue to grow for our defense to get better.
You talk to the front four too, Ryer, as a linebacker. You tell them, okay, you scoot over here or do this. You try to make sure that they're in the right spot as well.
Yeah, for sure. I have to, every single play, I got to tell them, either to the left side or to the right side. And then, if they make a mistake, which mistakes happen, it's a football game. Everyone makes mistakes. And when they make a mistake, it's our job or my job to help correct that and make everything right and make everything perfect. Because it's all gap defense or whatever. The ball's only going through one gap, so.
And I think the strip sack was a blitz. I think you were coming in on a blitz. Did you have to tell one of the linemen just scoot over just a smidge or not? Did you have that gap and you saw where it was?
I don't remember. I think the play call was me blitzing, and I think he already knew.
Okay.
So I think he was already in the other gap.
Okay. Because you blew in there, and that disrupted it. How about that? The quickness of the defense. You got a lot of good athletes out there. Are they quick off the ball too, Coach?
Yeah, I think what our D-line's really doing a good job is using their hands now.
Okay.
They're placing setting hands, able to. If you control with your hands, and we work strike force every day at practice, if you can control with your hands, and you can be able to do a lot of different things against an offensive player off of getting off blocks or this or that and reading things. So, and like you said, we have a lot of good athletes, which is great. I mean, we had 24, 25 kids that are bought in, went through summer workouts and continued to work. We had 20 kids at the VCSU summer camp, and so I think that helps. And we're going to continue to grow those younger guys up as we get older. But we're really old up in the front four. I mean, we've got Jack, Trey, and Boston Larson out there. So we got 3 seniors up there. So we're very senior laden in the front 7, obviously, between D-line and linebackers. I mean, that's where we should be making our hay. And that helps the DBs on the backside, too. If we're getting pressure on the quarterback and we figure out how to allow those things, I mean, that's what's called coverage sacks sometimes, or you allow sacks to happen or bad things happen with rushing the quarterback. I mean, that's how we got the pick against Langdon, is rushing the quarterback, get a hit on the quarterback, ball goes floating, and Andrew was there to make the interception. And then, I'm just encouraged by the young guys that are out there playing right now, too. Ty Cordy and Chase Coughlin both have had very good games for us in the last couple couple games, and there are sophomores that are continuing to grow and learn, and it's exciting to see those guys mature as the season's going on.
Yeah, I think Chase had an interception here
Yeah.
on Friday night too. And the final question for you, Ryer, just you hear the phrase "team win." Really, this was a team win because the offense, they scored 30 points, but their only touchdown was a pick six, and your defense pitched the shutout. But this was really a big team win for you guys, and the defense had a big part of it. Do you guys take a lot of pride in how you perform defensively that's going to lead to a team win?
We take pride in everything. It doesn't matter what it is. In school even, we're all a team. We're a family. We do everything together. It's a team sport for a reason.
And you look at this front, you talk about your front, Chad.
Yeah.
Everybody had something. Trey had a fumble recovery and a half sack. Jack had 1.5 sacks. He had a sack. Boston had a sack. Owen Hunt had a block punt, I think. Seeing everybody contribute like that has got to make you as a coach just grin from ear to ear.
Oh, it was awesome. What it did was just turn on the ignition switch for everyone, and the energy was very high on both sides of the ball. I think Owen probably had, watching it on film, Owen probably had the best game I've seen him play all year. And again, that's another sophomore kid that all of a sudden shows up, he gets a block punt, feels some confidence, and he played really well the rest of the way. I was really encouraged with Jack Dieterle offensively. I think he had 5 pancake blocks in the game, so that was awesome. And then, Trey did what Trey needs to do and continue to just and be the man that he is, and he's awesome at what he's doing. And he's quiet; he doesn't say a lot, but boy, he's got a motor when he's ready to rock and roll. And so, I feel like we are an emotionally based team right now a little bit. So when the pump block happened, all of a sudden it was a switch to say it was go time for everyone. Instead, we were kind of sitting there waiting on our heels. Had a couple penalty situations happen. So we've got to figure out how to on Friday have the go switch from the start of the kickoff, like making sure that it doesn't just
Extra
result
guest
into an extra guest. He wants to know about football. It's okay.
That's good.
Flies all good. So we've got to make sure that Friday that we start fast.
Yeah.
We can't allow ourselves to put ourselves in a bad down and distance position. We've continued to talk as a team and in film sessions, like we cannot have false starts. We cannot jump off sides against a good team. Those will result in points. It didn't result in the first drive against Sargent Central in points, but it did get them almost all the way to midfield.
Yeah.
That will result in points against Lisbon. That will result in points against an Oaks or anyone else that we're going to see in the next couple weeks. So we got to make sure that we button those things up. If we can eliminate the penalties, again, like we keep on talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, we'll be all right. That doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but it puts you in the best positions to be able to move the ball, do the things we need to do, play sound defense, and then let our special teams be able to come and clean up those things. And that's where you see good football teams starting to grow, is when they play good, all 3 phases of football, and they're mistake and penalty free. And then you allow your talent to be able to grow off there. So Lisbon's another beast. We're excited about going down there, and it's a road game to go down there and play down at the fairgrounds, and it's unique. And they kicked the crap out of us last year. To be quite honest, and they don't change their stripes. They're one of those tigers that they've done what they've done for the last 25 years, and so we're excited to be able to go down there. It's a big test. I mean, obviously with an I-back double wing situation, and they play man 3-3 stack on defense. It'll be a test for us. It'll be a different opportunity to be able to try to run the ball offensively against a 3-3 stack. We had some problems against Langdon a couple weeks ago, so we got to make sure that we've corrected those things, and hopefully we've done our jobs as a coaching staff to rectify those at practice, and guys are understanding where they need to go, and I hope we see the maturity out of Hudson as he continues to grow at quarterback. I mean, he's a young kid too. I mean, he's a freshman. That's learning how to play quarterback really, really fast, and all of a sudden things come at you quickly, and we're in the middle of Region 1 play, and we can't have a letdown now. So
get a win, and get that momentum heading into homecoming here next week. But Lisbon is the next important game.
Yep.
They always say the most important game is the next one.
Yep.
And now it's Lisbon Broncos is the next important game coming up here on Friday night.
100%.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Ryer Muskie, Chad Smith joining us. We'll be back, wrap up things here on the Coach's Corner from the Hack and the Highlander Activity Network. Back here in Coach's Corner on the Highland Activity Network, and hey, we had all the sports here today. We got a chance to talk to the players and coaches, and so all I'm going to say is don't forget volleyball coming up tonight. We've got Central Cats coming to town, C Squad at 4:30, and then the junior varsity at 6, varsity around 7:15, and you can see all the matches right here on the Highland Activity Network. And again, thanks to our camera operator, technical director, Beckett Ness here today, and all the coaches, Matt Nielsen joining us from Highlander Tennis, along with Tyler Van Bruggen from golf, Kinley Suffolcool, and Katie Koka from volleyball. We had Elijah Drummond and Jack Sorby from cross country, and of course Ryan Muskie and Chad Smith from football. A great show, getting a chance to talk to all the coaches and athletes here in our fall sports. So we've got volleyball coming up tonight, and we'll be back next Thursday with another edition of Coach's Corner from the Hack here on the Highland Activity Network.